Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Rap, aka the Mikoncast. Here we are, episode 19. I'm here. I'm ready to talk about some things. I lit a candle before recording, Joey Diaz style. It's actually it's a pretty expensive candle. I'm not gonna lie, cause I don't know, I've just recently, in the past like few months, gotten obsessed with candles. I've never really lit them or had any or cared for them my whole life. Also, I'm like, I just want I don't know. I don't know. Something just snapped, and here we are. Now I love candles, and I got this Yankee candle. It's literally just called a calm and quiet place. And just a name for a candle. I can already smell. I lit it only like a few minutes ago, and I can already smell it a little bit. I mean, it's. I guess it's you get what you pay for. It was like $30 or 20, but why not go out? This is the most expensive candle I've ever had, and I don't plan on getting more expensive candles like this for a while. Maybe just every like once in a while, I'll be like, you know what? Let me just buy one. I love nature smells a lot when it comes to candles. It's like I'm really not into the whole like candles where they're like where it's just a scents that are like just like desserts. Like I don't like there's like lemon cake and vanilla something blah blah. I'm not into that. I'm really just into just anything like nature and outside related smells, because those are smells that I like the most, that bring me the most happiness. I don't know why. Um, but yeah, calm and quiet place. That's what I'm laying right now. It's very. I mean, it's calm. All I can say that much. It's pretty calm, and that's it. There's a little rant about candles for you. So I'm really only going in like with like one big thing to talk about for this. I have a couple small things. I'm just gonna improvise like always. I keep telling myself, keep telling myself, oh, you should do an itinerary. You should, but I figured with the main thing I want to talk about, and just with the other couple of small things I have in mind, I'm not gonna need that because I don't think that'll be an issue. And if it does, I'll let that be my final warning that for next time I will for sure make an itinerary. Um, I'll get to the big thing though. Let's talk about some smaller things. So what's going on in the music world? Oh, two albums I want to talk about. Um, Lana Del Rey. She dropped her Chemtrails Over the Country Club. See I'm not a huge. I'm somewhere in between like a casual fan and being like a stan of hers. I haven't heard all of her stuff. The only albums I haven't heard are Honeymoon and Lust for Life. I've heard everything else, and I don't listen to her like every day. I like she's one of those artists. There are a lot of artists I can name that like I can definitely see having like the potential to be one of my favorites of all time, and that I kind of like part of me like really wants them to be, just because just because I just I like the vibes of their music, but for some reason I don't know, it just someone doesn't grab me enough to want to listen to it a lot. Um, Lana Del Rey, she's in that group. I do listen to her way more than the other people that I include in that group. And of course, there still is plenty of time for me to really get into her. I mean, it could happen at any time with any artist, really. You never know. I just always wish I could I just wish I like loved it even more, but I really do like it. From everything I've heard, um, Norman fucking Rockwell was one of my favorite albums, definitely from last year. It's still her best album, in my opinion, that I've heard. Except I haven't heard Honeymoon and Lost for Life, but I'll definitely get to them eventually. And I don't know. Hopefully, I do eventually. Start to really dig her music even more. I mean, like I do like a decent mix. Again, I'm not like a casual fan, but I'm not like a huge fan. Somewhere in there. But her new album, Chemtrails Over the Country Club. I didn't listen to the couple singles that dropped. There was like Let Me Love You Like a Woman, and then there was the title track. I didn't listen to any of them, so I just went to the album with completely not hearing it. It's 45 minutes, probably definitely her shortest yet. I read a small interview before I listened to it because it came out Friday. I was kind of busy the next couple of days. I didn't get the chance to really sit down and listen to it until Sunday. But I read like some interview she did about it, and I got a feel for the album. I could tell um it was kind of a like the inspiration was from her kind of like traveling across more rural parts of like the Midwest, um and all of that. Like, I don't know the exact towns she went to, but just places like maybe like Wisconsin, Utah. I don't know, small place like that. That's where those are the vibes that I picked up. I don't know the exact state she went to, but it was, so I knew it was gonna have like a kind of like a folky country vibe to it, and but also still retaining, or kind of like her classic sound, and that's most certainly what it did. I've only given it one full listen. I've listened to a few songs multiple times, but not every single song. I still need to give it a listen. But I mean, White Dress is really good. What was I think it was Dark but Just a Game. That I think was my favorite. Dark but Just a Game is really good. Wild at Heart, Not Other Wonder Who Lost. I mean, it's a solid album. It's just very it's just very just kind of like folky and nice. It gives off really good vibes. Um, Obviously, I don't know where it ranks in terms of the rest of her discography that I've heard yet, but No One Fucking Rockwell is still up at top, but it's too soon to put Chemtrails in there because it's only been out for a week and I haven't given it too many listens. But yeah, it's really solid. Recommend it, even if you're not a big fan. Just try it. Only 45 minutes. We got to lose. It's good though. Ooh, and next, bro, The Plugs I Met Too by Benny the Butcher. Okay, look, I don't know how much I've talked about it on here really on this podcast, but I got into him in 2019. Griselda, man, I'm big into Griselda now. Um, I'm so glad I got into him because like every single one of the members, man, is just every drop they do not miss. I mean, of course they have. I mean, they have some projects that are significantly better than others, but like still, it's just like all the time when they drop, it's always a great moment. Now, The Plugs I Met by Benny the Butcher in 2019. I first when I heard that in 2019, dude, I became obsessed with that. I still am, dude. The Plugs I Met is one of my favorite rap projects ever of all time. It's only 6 songs. Only 6 songs. Crown for Kings, probably my favorite rap song of all time. It's without a doubt in the top 5, but I have it as my favorite right now. And I ever since I listened to it, it's literally been a rotation since it hasn't been taken off. There's been times where there's been months where I listen to it more than others, but like still in general, like I'm listening to it like often, all the time, still, even like literally today. Um, it's it's amazing. And he announced at some point in 2020, I can't remember when, he did say that a Plugs I Met 2 was going to come out. And he said back then that it was going to be entirely produced by Harry Fraud. Harry Fraud, I haven't really got into him. This is the first project I listened to that he's fully produced. But after this, I'm most certainly going to get into other rappers he's made projects with because he's extremely talented. So yeah, I remember when I heard that it was going to be entirely produced, I was a little skeptical because obviously I was psyched to hear that, that there's going to be a sequel to one of my favorite projects ever, right? My favorite rap projects. But even though it was only 6 songs, so I guess it's really not that big of a deal. But like a really good part about Plugs One was just the fact that like there was Derringer producing, DJ Shea, rest in peace, Alchemist. And I mean, the production, it's not like super vastly different from each other, but it's always great like when Benny is collabing like in like a circle of like producers like that. Like for Tana Talk 3, it's exclusively produced by a Derringer and Alchemist. Like like one song will be just an Alchemist, one will be a Derringer, one will be them making the beat together, blah blah blah. So that's what makes Tana Talk 3 also like a classic album, right? So when I went into it, knowing that it was entirely produced, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna lie, it made me just a tiny bit less hyped, or it lowered my expectations just like a little bit less. But part of that may have been to the fact. But I feel like it, even if I was like really familiar with him previously, I just maybe the fact that it was entirely produced by one guy still probably would have thrown me off. But hey, I'm glad that my doubts have were completely they were they were destroyed by this. So and it came out last Friday. There was a single that came out like the week before called Thanksgiving. I listened to that when it came out, and I thought it was solid. I didn't really get a Plugs I Met type vibe from it, but I was like, okay. I mean, I digged it for sure. Now remember, this is his first project since Burden of Proof from October of 2020, and that project was entirely produced by Hit Boy. So now he's put out his last two albums have been entirely produced by one person. I do hope that his next project will have multiple, but if not, I'm not gonna complain because I mean, Burden of Proof was amazing, and Plugs I Met too. Like, oh, I'm getting to that. Um, but yeah, so and remember, on Burden of Proof, it definitely was a more modern trap kind of vibe. Um, it's not necessarily like it's not like Lil Baby and Gunna trap, but it's definitely it's definitely a step away from from the Derringer and Alchemist sound for sure. And I mean, again, it was really good though, and the Plugs I Met too. Thanksgiving, it kind of had a type vibe to that. So I was like, all right, it's a little trappy, but it's also like calling it trap isn't right. But I didn't see it exactly fit into the original Plugs I Met vibe. But when the album came out, just last Friday, um, I loaded up the first track when Tony met Sosa, and immediately I was like, okay, yep, this is it right here. I could definitely immediately see like uh, the Plugs I Met vibe coming from the first track, and then you go into Overall with Chinks. Dude, the beat on Overall, Chinks on the chorus, um, and on the he had a verse in there. He's passed on now. I wasn't familiar with him before, but from what I've seen, he was close to Harry Fraud, I believe, and I think he knew Benny too. I watched like an Instagram live with it was like Benny and Harry Fraud, and they were being interviewed by someone, and I Benny told a story about meeting him a while ago. Um, it was really good. The chorus. The chorus on that song, like you can just see yourself driving into like just like driving to like a super big city, at night with like all the lights, and it's just like a complete vibe. And I was just like, ooh, I could see that like immediately. Then he got Plug Talk with 2 Chainz. Bro, the chorus on that, oh my god. 2 Chainz always has like a flawless verse. Come on, it's 2 Chainz. My favorite bar from the song is I only care about me. I'll tell you happy birthday on the wrong day. Like, come on, that's that's just classic 2 Chainz. Now 2 Chainz and Bang, this is their first time collabing, right? I just again like I know it is. Wait, no. Okay, so no, I'm sorry. I was thinking of it. I for some reason I was thinking of I was thinking of like a Lil Wayne song that had Benny on, and I got them confused. I don't know why. Just because I guess 2 Chainz and Wayne make a lot like they're associated with each other. I don't know. I'm just making sure I'm getting all my stuff right. I mean, Plug Talk's amazing. Live by it. Talking Back featuring Fat Joe. I think that might be my favorite. It's in my top three. Again, that song just had a complete Plugs vibe. The flute, I love flute. Like on any hip hop beat. I don't know. Flutes just work well. I mean, Fat Joe, like I'm not. He definitely had some questionable bars. I'm not endorsing those bars. I just like the energy he gave off pretty much. I don't endorse any controversial bars that he did say in that song. I just like the vibe of the song in general. At least Benny didn't have anything um controversial really. No Instructions. A lot of people are saying that's their favorite. I gotta be honest. I like all the tracks, but it's definitely on like I'd rate it. It's on the lower half if I'm ranking all the songs, but it's still really good. There's longevity with French Montana and Jim Jones. Look, man, French Montana. I know French Montana gets made fun of a lot. I mean, kind of rightfully so. I don't think he's good, really, like at all. So it is kind of. But I told myself I was like, all right, I mean, let me go into this and just we'll just give it a complete fair shot. I mean, he wasn't bad. Um, he definitely wasn't bad, but I just wish he wasn't on the I mean, I wouldn't have been bothered if this wasn't Plugs too, but I was kind of like, all right. I could listen to it though. It's not horrible. I could definitely do without it. I'd rather just I really would have just had Benny and Jim Jones on it because Jim Jones was great. Survivor's Remorse with Rick Hyde. That's also probably one of my least favorites. Just comparing to the others, just because it's just the beat. I mean, Benny's great. Rick Hyde has a good verse, but I don't know. Some of that beat, it's just not. It's just not. I guess I just wish it was like a bit more upbeat, maybe. Like, I don't know, man. Either way, I'm really digging their project. I've listened to it like multiple times in the past week. I've let me see how many I've listened to it like at least like 4 or 5 times, and that is like a lot for me because I usually don't listen to like to albums like all the way through. I usually just play like my favorites, but like this project is worth playing the entire way through. Also, the fact that it is only 20 minutes too, but so I'm loving it. Obviously, it's not it's not Plugs One level, but I'm not gonna leave that out of the. I don't see it surpassing Plugs One. I mean, I guess it's possible, but I mean, it's hard to compare just because I've been listening to Plugs One, for so long now, and I have already have like a bunch of like memories and just like I guess bits of nostalgia from only like from a year and a half ago listening to it. So I'm not gonna compare them yet because it is pretty early, but obviously Plugs One is still at top. I just said I'm not gonna compare, and then I compared, but you get the point. The possibility is there. You never know. So yeah, Benny again. He did not miss. I do like Plugs I Met too better than Burden of Proof. I will say that. That. I mean, come on. Because I mean, it's not as grimy as like the Alchemist Derringer sound, but it's not as trap and pop and mainstream ish, I guess. Because I mean, Benny's not mainstream. I mean, like the beats are something I feel like you could hear in a more mainstream way, but in a more like mainstream. I don't know what I'm saying. You get the point. But still, yeah. I mean, Burn of Proof still fire, but Plugs I Met too definitely does take the cake. Yeah. That's music. Nothing else came out that I listened to at least. Okay. Okay. I've noticed. I think I don't. I think I might have been like kind of far away from like the mic for like a bit there. I don't think I was, but hopefully when I'm watching back, I don't. You know. So yeah, I didn't listen to. I don't think I listened to anything else. No, I didn't. I was checking my listening notepad. Cause, every time I listen to an album for the first time, I put it down. I put it by month just 'cause it's fun for me, dude. I've only listened to so far this year. I only listened to 3 albums in January, 4 in February, and 4 in March. I mean, if you go to I started doing this in 2019. Now, if you go into my 2019 and 2020 chart, I listened to like way more in all those months, in both of those months. So I don't know what's going on. I just haven't had the urge to listen to new music. I guess I've just been like okay with like the music I have right now. Maybe I don't know. I just don't have the motivation for some reason to listen to a whole lot of new music right now. And I wish I did, but I simply don't. It's not something you can exactly force, So I don't know, man. I'll hopefully get the motivation. Also, I don't really have any albums on my immediate list. Like, I don't know what I want to listen to next. Anyways, I mean, like, there are albums that like I do want to listen to, but none like right now. If that makes sense. Like for me, listening to music, it's all about timing. I gotta listen to it at the right time. All that. So yeah, I mean that's music. What else is going on in the world before I get into thing I really want to talk about? I don't really think anything. I mean, Biden sent out stimulus to people. Oh, that's cool. There were some more shootings. Like there's one in Boulder. And I mean, I mean, obviously, just rest in peace to anyone who fell victim to the gunman. I'm telling you, man, it's just gonna keep fucking happening. Like, but for some reason, people still don't want gun control because it's still not a problem. Apparently, I don't know. It's absurd. No one needs these AR-15s. I mean, I don't know what to say to what already hasn't been said. We need gun control, plain and simple. It's disgusting what's happening. Not a ton of people are phased anymore. By hearing the news, it's terrible. I don't know. Conservatives are just the worst. There's just straight up there's just nobody worse than conservative and Republicans, especially people in like the Senate and the House. Because I mean, you see how much it took to get stimulus out. Like I don't think like any of like the Republicans like signed for the stimulus. I mean, it all speaks for itself. So I guess with that, I'll just get on to the thing I really want to talk about, and if I think of anything else, I'll put it in, and it can always be a shorter episode. I always want to aim for like at least an hour. If I'm like by myself, if I'm like with a guest, I kind of prefer, or I guess I should just say like one of my friends, right? I guess for that, I really should. I just always want to go for like at least like hour and a half, maybe 2 hours when I'm with someone, just because it's always easier to to talk back with someone. But I don't want to do like a full co-host podcast. I do want to be able to go kind of solo and kind of like Bill Burr style or Joey Diaz with his newer podcast style. I mean, again, the end goal for this podcast is to get it like big. I mean, hey, or just like a decent level. Like I don't want to be like Joe Rogan level or Two Bears One Cave or Your Mom's House podcast maybe level, but like I don't think I mean I could. I was gonna put myself down and be like I don't think I even could, but no, you need to have that confidence. You can do anything. But yeah. I do want to just get better at doing solo episodes. I want to be able to enjoy it more. I do enjoy talking by myself, but only reason part of me doesn't enjoy it is just because I'm not good at certain parts. Is all. Like I'm bad at structuring parts. I have my stuttering issues. Like I'll wander into a sentence and not think it out, and then I just end up not knowing like what to say because I just started to. Again, I just that's what I'm doing right now. I'm stumbling and I'm starting sentences that I don't know how to finish because I'm just trying to talk and not have any amount of dead air. So it's a work in progress. I feel like I have gotten better, to be honest, and that's good because it's not gonna be overnight. It's gonna take It's gonna take many more episodes, and I understand that, and I am prepared to go through the how many more episodes it takes because I do in general really like doing this podcast. Again, the only parts are the parts I'm not good at, which I'm working on. So I am starting to enjoy the podcast even more as I keep going. we'll get there. Again, as I get better, as I get even more of a flow, more of an idea, as I get more ideas and just more creativity, maybe eventually a video format. Because I got like this isn't that. I mean, like if you're watching on YouTube, I mean, if it's a podcast, I mean, a lot of people just put audio only. Maybe I feel. Again, man, I have less than 100 subscribers on my YouTube. Like, no one listens to it on like Spotify, and I'm not trying to throw myself like a pity part. Like it's understandable. Like I don't really promote this a whole lot. It's completely my fault. Because I'm a little too still a little too self conscious to actually promote it. So I got to get better at that. But it's gonna take a lot of work. Just gotta keep finding my voice. I gotta keep going. It's not like a lot of people are depending on it anyway. So I have time. I have time to improve. But I don't want to use that as an excuse to just like have this as like low production as possible. Because the thing is with like my YouTube channel, like also the other day I missed it by a day. I didn't remember it on the actual. I remembered the day after. That kind of sucks, but I forget things. It was the 4-year anniversary of when I started YouTube. 4 years, man. Let me go see my first video again, because I used to be like I used to only like stream games in here, and I want to get back into streaming games 100%. I was thinking about that just the other day actually, and it's hard because I really want to start streaming more like more console games, but I don't have a capture card. I might just invest. I might be getting a decent amount of money soon from something, so if that happens, I actually might invest. I mean, again, even if no one watch, I just want to be able just to put that up there. Like I want to be able to stream myself or record myself playing Spider-Man, like Miles Morales and Halo, and just all this fun stuff. That's kind of all I want to do really. And when I'm only streaming on PC, it limits what I can do. And yeah, also I really need to update. I need to sit down and just I know I've said this before to myself. I've said this to friends. I just need to sit down and do it. But like my channel logo, I need to get rid of that Bulbasaur smoking a blunt. I mean, it's always gonna be iconic. I'm always gonna want to always like reference it or something. But I mean, it's outdated. I don't know what to. I'm just lost on what to put for it. So I'm gonna try and hunker down soon and really get going. I'm gonna try and stream Ratatouille again soon. Get back to playing some more Poke MMO. Last year I did a 3-year anniversary. I did a celebrating 3-year anniversary stream. I could do a 4-year. I mean, it won't be on the day. It'll be a few days late maybe, but hey, that could be fun. I could just get my get some of my friends. So yeah, my oldest video 4 years ago, Donkey Kong Country 2 live stream part 1 with Michael. Look at that, 84 views. It's terrible if you go back on it. Quality's terrible. But I love it. It's iconic for what it was at the time. It has 7 likes, one of them me, of course, 2 dislikes. I don't know whoever disliked it. That sucks. 2 people disliked it. Come on, man. The bio on the video or description is this is part 1 of a possible series. This is just a stream being uploaded to YouTube. Probably how this possible series will go. Please share the video and subscribe. Good job, Mike. I linked my old Guardians TV channel. I gave my Twitter. I didn't give the link. I just gave the @ I put a Twitch link that doesn't work. And at the bottom is hope you guys enjoyed the content. And yeah, it's me playing Donkey Kong Country 2. No, actually, no. I remember I started playing Donkey Kong Country 3, and I got stuck in like the beginning, so I just went to 2. That was always pretty funny in my opinion. When was my next stream? My next stream was on April 3rd. So I saw Oh my god. Dude, I opened part two. I had a webcam opened for the beginning of part two. Why did I do this? I don't remember doing this. Has 2 likes, 2 dislikes. Who the fuck? Who was the asshole that? Who were the 2 assholes that disliked this? So yeah, if you want to go see 15-year-old me go to Donkey Kong Country livestream part two. Why did I do this? Oh, I got rid of it after giving like the introduction. Dude, why do I look like that? I don't look that bad. I have a little bit of mustache stubble. My hair is all my hair is fucked up. But when isn't it? I might be getting a big cut soon. I don't know. But dude, it's actually not that bad. It's really not. I'm just not looking at like the camera. I just had like a weird camera placement because I had like a webcam that didn't really attach well into anything. Oh, I had an old mic I was borrowing. I can see my old door in the background. It's like, well, it's the same door. I just repainted it. Look at that. I don't remember doing this. How'd I open it?
Alright, what up? It's your boy Michael here.
What up? It's your boy Michael here. Jesus Christ. Why did I do that? Bro, the fact that I had the confidence to do that back then, oh my god. That's hilarious. Nah, I do want to move the yeah. So where was I going? Let me finish the one thing I was saying. So yeah, I really need to put more attention and focus towards it's like this podcast and this channel. Cause like again, if you're watching on YouTube, like you see just like this basic just basic image of just the Mikoncast episode 19. I mean, like Bill Burr, his podcast, it's not it's audio only, but still, I can do much better than this. See, it's one of those things. I have this weird mental thing, man, where like I'll tell myself things I need. I've been telling myself for like a while that like I need to do like a logo, but I just like subconsciously I don't know subconsciously I just tell myself like okay like we'll do it later, it's okay. And then I just never sit down and do it just because I don't know what I want to do. And the times I have tried to sit down and brainstorm, I can't come up with anything. There's some kind of weird mental block that's not allowing me to like really process or do anything that I want to do when it comes to certain aspects, and it's really frustrating. And I mean, ever since I started streaming, like I would struggle with this with like making layouts, making thumbnails, figuring out like what game to play, how to be creative with like doing this and doing that, and I still haven't really made any progress on it. I always just go for kind of like a simplistic aesthetic. Part of me likes it. There's also a part of me that's doing just because it's what's easiest to do, I think. Because I don't have any clue how to do something like complex. Because like I'm not an artist. I don't know if I want to pay an artist. Not because I don't think it'd be good work. Like the work would be good, but also just because like it's money. I have enough, but I'm kind of stingy with money, man. I'm not gonna lie. Ugh. But I think I just need to let go of that part and just and just bite down and think of it as an investment to fuck, man. This I'm having like a mini mental breakdown here. No, not really. I'm fine. I'm just saying. I'm just frustrated with myself because I'm just like, it's like I know like what I need to do, but I don't know really how to do it. I figured maybe I'll talk to I'll talk to some friends about it. Maybe get some help from them. Let's not focus on that. I'll focus that on my own. I'll not bring that to the podcast. Let's talk a little bit about YouTube real quick. See, I started 4 years ago in 2017. I was 15 years old. Um, man, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I mean, this is like a time capsule, man. I made a whole group of internet friends from being a fan of original 151, a um, Pokemon like Nintendo YouTuber, um, and I'd always just like have a bunch of those people on for like streams and podcasts, and it was a good time, man. I'm not really friends with any of those people anymore. Nothing happens. I'm still like we still follow each other on Twitter. Like we're still like cool with each other. We just don't talk anymore, really, with any of the people. And it sucks, man. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's possible to maybe connect with them again. Hope I can in the future. I'm just weird about reaching out. I don't know how to do it. Um, I don't know. Like I'm nostalgic. I'm glad all that happened when it did, but I'm also kind of sad that that's not really that's not really like what I'm doing right now. Like I'm just like right now I'm only doing the podcast really, and it's cool, but I miss this part of my YouTube days, of my teenage years. Things have really changed, man. I've really changed a lot over past 4 years. I guess I'm gonna get deep and real here. Obviously for some aspects, I'd say all change, even if it's like bad at the moment. And like in the long run, it'll probably be good because it's gonna shape you to who you are. But I just miss like that super innocent. I mean, I wasn't like super innocent, but like back then, I was still in like sophomore year of high school. Um, like freshman, sophomore, a little bit of juniors when like I was really into this, and that's kind of like the prime of it, really. I don't like to believe in primed. I believe I do believe that my YouTube Prime is still ahead of me. I haven't been there yet. That's why I hope that's the optimistic attitude I want to go in with. Um, but yeah, I mean it's just tough, looking back on those days, and having them not here anymore. It's I don't know, man. It's tough. I just miss that. I was in high school. I didn't have to worry about what I was doing with like my future, because I mean I'm 19, man. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest here. I'm gonna get real. I haven't been to school in a year ever since COVID went out. I mean I graduated high school because COVID allowed me to graduate without doing my last couple months. That was great, but I haven't gone to college. Originally that was because like I don't want to do online. I want to do in person, and that still is true. But also now I don't know what I see. I don't know if I see college in my future, and like I have big aspirations, right? Like I want to do big things. I know I'm gonna do like big things in life, but right now I don't know. I have no idea what. And I guess as long as I have that attitude, it doesn't bring me down too much of the fact that I'm not doing college, but it's just like right now I'm really just living. I'm not doing anything really productive like in general. Like I just don't have any kind of direction right now in life, like career wise. Like I just don't know like what I want to do. I don't want to get a job. It makes me miserable. Like I don't want to I just want to do something that I really want to do, be successful, and just be content and happy. I don't know what it is yet, but obviously I'm hoping um that'll come into my life soon. I'll figure it out. I mean, I'm confident I will. I mean, I know I will. I know I will. I just don't know exactly when. Sorry, a technical issue. And I haven't my mic's been bugging. It's been unplugging. Like sometimes my computer just doesn't recognize it, and I have to switch to my old blue snowball. And luckily, I didn't have to do that this time. I just had to unplug it, plug it back in. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, I know. I know I am gonna get to where I want to be. I don't know how, and I don't know where I do want to be. I don't know. Again, I don't know where I'm gonna be. I don't know how I'm gonna get there or when I'm gonna get there. I know it's gonna happen, but right now it's tough. I won't lie. Pretty lost, and it just hurts now because I didn't have any of these thoughts back then. Because it was just like it was just like, oh, like, go to school, do any homework, like, go home, then like stream at night, on weekends. I do my old idiots podcast with my friends. I'd have them on while I'm playing Pokemon. Sometimes like they'd be streaming on their YouTube channel while they're also playing like a different game, or they're also playing Pokemon. I miss it, but I'm glad that it happened. I mean, you never know what the future can hold. You never know if I might reconnect. I hope I do. There's one person from that friend group that did cut me off as a friend, and it sucks. I mean, like, the reason was justified. I mean, the last time this person spoke to me, they didn't say that like, oh, like, fuck you, we're not gonna be friends forever. They just said that like, I'd like to come back to this at like a later time, and like maybe figure this out. And again, the reason was justified. I made some mistakes, but I learned and grew from my mistakes, as you do. And looking back on, I can't believe I did it. It wasn't like a terrible thing, by the way. I'm not gonna. It's not something I get canceled for. I just want to make that clear. It's personal stuff. It's just personal stuff. You mess up as a person sometimes. Sometimes you're just not. You're not the best person, and it sucks. So again, it was left open. So hopefully one day, I'm scared to reach out. I don't know if I want to reach out to the I'll kind of have to eventually, I think, just to make sure that that's not over for good. But it's all good. Again, I'll figure it out eventually. I'm not gonna dwell on those old times, my old times too. But I'm grateful for them. I'm glad that they happened, and I mean, it's awesome. It's gonna be an awesome time capsule to look back on. I mean, it already is. Just like looking back from stuff from even just like a year ago. Like, I love looking back at old stuff, even though I cringe at it. It's like, it's cool. So yeah, so I'm super glad it all happened, and we'll see what the future holds. But 4 years, man, I've really changed as a person. As I said, it's crazy, man. Look at this. I'm just going through my old channel. Like, you can see, 3 years ago, Sleeping Dog speedrun, my Soul Link I did, me playing Pokemon Outlaw, Luigi's Mansion, Pokemon Idiots. Oh my god, man. Can you believe this? Sorry, man. 4 years. That's awesome, though. I really am glad of like the mini little super kind of hidden gem little empire I created, I guess. Empire's not the right word, but you get the point. Look at that, man. 4 years. Sorry, I don't want to get deep, but I just figured, why not open up on this? No one's exactly. I don't think anyone's gonna watch or make it this far. Anyways, to be completely honest, but if someone does, welcome. Glad you're here. I mean, I don't know. So let's move on. I don't know. Part of me, I'm not satisfied with all the with me talking about like YouTube. I mean, like, I'm doing it like 4 years now. 4 years. That's crazy. I don't know. It's not processing as much as I want it to for some reason. I don't know. Maybe I'll touch on it when my thoughts about more in the next episode. that's bothering me right now that I can't really get it all out, but it's all good. So let's get on to the main thing I want to talk about now. I expected to talk about this a while ago. I'm not okay. This is gonna be a bit longer than I thought. I didn't see that coming, but here we are. Watched a documentary on Netflix last night. It was called Seaspiracy. Seaspiracy. I saw a TikTok about it, talking about it, and I watched it, but the TikTok said, "Oh, like go watch this documentary. It's exposing like a bunch of corporate, like a bunch of corporate like frauds, or a bunch of pretty much it's just about a bunch of corrupt things that are going on in the fish industry, and that's really hurting the ocean. And again, like I do care about this, but I realized that I really didn't care about it as much as I thought I did, which threw me for a loop. But like I'll get to that. So I saw the TikTok and I said like, "Oh, go watch this." I'm like, I don't want to because I know it was gonna be sad. I knew it was gonna bring up all these statistics about how the species is going extinct. This other the species is gonna be extinct by 2040. Blah blah blah. And I was like, I know I don't want to watch it. It's depressing. But then I went on Netflix a couple hours later, just to watch something. I'm like, I want to watch maybe something funny, something lighthearted. And then I see that somewhere on the front page. I'm like, I took it outside. I'm like, all right. I at that moment I was like, all right, Michael, you should know what it's like. I mean, of course I know about this stuff. I'm like, yeah. So I was like, all right. I told myself, I'm like, all right, Michael, you need to educate yourself. Or like, I know it sucks and it's sad, but you need to take on the hard truth. You need to take on the hard truth. I mean, even if you don't like it, it's something that you just need to do. So like, okay. I loaded it up, hour and a half, and I learned it. I guess I can say that movie changed me. I'm not. So okay. So look, let me give a bit of history. So ever since I was young, I've loved animals. Like on land. Like I've loved all kinds of animals. Um, like sea life. Land life. Land life. That sounds weird saying that, but you know what I mean, right? Non-aquatic animals, and like I wouldn't say I've always had. I don't think I really have like a preference. I've always kind of had this like this kind of special, this kind of like really just kind of very attracting special feeling towards the ocean. Just because I mean, ever since I was young, seeing movies like Finding Nemo, I'd rent out all these books about sea life, and I'd see all these crazy sharks. I was obsessed with sharks growing up. I still love them, of course, but I was obsessed with them when I was younger. I love seeing all these super colorful tropical reefs. Like these super colorful fish, like these giant groupers, whale sharks. I was like the life in the ocean. Since I was young, I was like, this is just beauty. This is just like majestic, mythical. Like I've always loved it, and I was just like, I don't, and I still feel that way about it today, and that's something that's always been great about it. Something that's carried over, childhood feeling, because not a lot of childhood feelings can carry over. You lose interest in things, but the ocean, animals in general, that's always been just like, I don't know, it's just magical. I've always loved it. But I've always had the little special affinity towards the ocean. Something about like I took oceanography in my junior year of high school. Fucking loved that class. I loved going into it. There's never been a class. I mean, there've been classes where I'm like, all right, I don't mind this class. It's whatever. It's okay. But oceanography was the only school class where I was literally excited to go into it. Like, like there were packets, like there were worksheets, but I didn't mind doing those because it was about things that like I was legitimately interested in, and I was glad, 'cause I was glad to do work about it because it allowed me to be more educated. Because I mean, there's a lot of information to know about the ocean. There's again, such a low amount has actually been like officially discovered, right? And you hear that stat thrown around all the time, and it's just like it was amazing, man. And even the past few months, I've been watching a lot of ocean documentaries. Like not like the one I watched last night, but just about like it's like they're like nature documentaries. Just like showing what happens and with these species. It wasn't like the one I watched last night, which was about exposing the the whole fishing industry and what's going on with the oceans. And I realize now that again, I didn't. I had I have had conflict of interest. Um, I went to SeaWorld one time when I was it was when I went to Disney World. Maybe like 2014, 2015, somewhere around there. I'd have to ask like my parents for the exact year because I can't remember. I don't have any pictures of it on my phone because I didn't have this phone at the time, obviously. Um, I went to SeaWorld and I knew back then I'd heard like, oh, SeaWorld isn't great, but I was just like, back then I just wasn't as smart. I wasn't as I would. I don't know. I'm trying to look for the right way to describe it. I was just more like I just didn't care. I was just a little less empathetic, I guess, really. Like cuz like I knew going into it, I knew people say it's bad, but I'm like, okay, it's probably not that. Like, oh, sorry, I accidentally pressed my space bar and it muted my mic. I didn't know that was going to happen. Yeah, so like when I'm like, it's not that bad. Like I justified it in my own mind at the time. I was like, it's not that bad. It's fine. I'm just going once. Blah, blah, blah. Obviously, now I would never go. I mean, I made. I mean, I remember only even after only like just like a couple years after going, I regretted it, and I told myself I would never go again. Um, so I mean, I didn't just make that realization that I'll never go again last night. Like it was a little while after, but it was still like years ago that I was like, all right, yeah, no, I can't support that. But I still eat seafood all the time, even until points this year. I've loved seafood all my life, and I never really looked at it as harmless or as harmful. I was like, well, I don't have it a lot, which is true. I never had it like often, and I'd be like, oh, like it's but like I would see if it's coming from like a sustainable place. Like, oh, if it's sustainable, it's okay. Again, I would justify it, and I justified it all up until literally last night. I mean, I would still. I did have it recently on my birthday back in January. I had crab legs for dinner, and even as I was eating, I was like, I don't know. I just all of a sudden, I just felt kind of weird about them. I'm just like, I'm eating. I ate them. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I put them away. I just, I told myself no, like I ate them. But the whole time I was just like, I don't know. I just questioned it a little. I was just like, I mean, yeah, I just felt a little weird about it. And so I watched it, and I watched the documentary last night, and um, I mean, I'll just say last night, I made the vow that I'm never going to eat seafood again. Um, and I mean, it's only been a day, and I haven't changed my mind. So I mean, yeah, I certainly don't plan. I don't think I'm gonna eat seafood ever. I mean, no. It's hard because like I feel like I can't guarantee it. Like, I don't. Okay, no. I'm never gonna eat seafood again. I'm saying that right now. And if I do, and if like if I mess up and if I go against my own morals, I'm going to admit it on the podcast. I'll be like, I ate seafood like so and so last night. Oh, like with so and so last night. And but all I'll say is that I don't plan on eating seafood ever again. Because this documentary really opened my eyes, made me realize that I mean, I still always cared for for ocean life, but I clearly didn't care I didn't care for it as much as as I thought I did, or I wanted to. I justified it in my mind. I 100% did. So last year, I stopped eating all meat except chicken. I am still I'm not completely done with eating chicken yet. I'm still working on cutting it out because like I used to eat it like all the time, right? Because I it was just like my favorite. But throughout these past few months, I've been having it like maybe like once or twice a month, and I mean it's still tough to cut out. I'm not gonna justify it. Like I know every time I eat it, I'm supporting a business that hurts chickens and hurts animals, which I don't like. It's I mean again I'm working on it. It's not easy. Like sometimes I'll open the fridge and someone in my family member, one of my family members, they'll have like a thing of chicken. They'll have like some leftover chicken from dinner, and I'll just I won't think about it. I'll just like grab a piece of it and just eat it, and then after I'm like I just eat it without even thinking about it. Cause like I know if I think about it too much, I'm not going to. So I'm like, I tell myself like just eat it and then just don't think about it. And that's what I still do sometimes. And I've gotten better with it. And I'm still trying to do better. It's not easy. And seafood, it's gonna be weird. To have the sort of drop off that I just did. It's gonna be tempting whenever I'm around it, especially for the next however long it takes for me to shake it off. Um, I mean, yeah, it just, and again, the reason I after watching the documentary, I told myself, that's I right then and there told myself that I'm not gonna eat seafood again. And again, like the reason that I was ready to just go to that immediately, and the reason I was like, oh, I'm gonna slowly cut out was because I already don't eat it often. And also the fact that I haven't eaten any kind of steak or pork. The only meat I've eaten in the past like I can't remember at what point like at some point like the middle of the year, or maybe like late summer ish, maybe somewhere like in August, maybe September. I can't remember. I didn't keep track. I didn't like eat a steak for the last time. Be like, all right, this is the last steak I'm eating. Like, no, I just stopped at some point. So that's the reason I was right. I told myself, I was good to just give it up right in there, because I'm like, oh, I've already haven't been eating a lot of stuff that I would eat, um, uh, often. So yeah, it's gonna be new. It's gonna be tough, but I'm not gonna do it. Honestly, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not going to do it. Again, like I can't guarantee, only because like it's stuff like I don't know if I want like to guarantee it, or if that's like okay, no. I'm saying it right now. I'm not gonna do it. Okay, that's there. That's on the table. And if I do, which I don't plan on ever doing ever again, I'll admit it, and I'll own up to it, and I'll do better in the future. Because again, it just made me. I'm gonna go more into detail in the documentary, but like I I watched it, and again, it just made me realize I'm like even though they don't have it often, every time I eat, I'm supporting this, which I'm against, and that's like you can't do that. You cannot you cannot say, oh, I care about this. I mean, you can, because like I did, but I didn't that much. I didn't as much as I thought I did. And yeah, man, I don't know what to say. I'm at a loss for words. Like the whole part where I was explaining, everything I've been saying about this topic so far has all just been mess, and it has not been cohesive or coherent at all. I'm struggling with this. I'm struggling to really talk about this right. And I'm sorry. I know it's really probably really hard to listen to. I hope I'm coming off like semi coherent with this, but I don't think I am. But you get my point. I probably should have taken notes when I was going into this one. But yeah, so the documentary was about about the industry and what's going on, and you know, I'm not gonna talk about everything. I mean, but really, like the main point was like the main issue to this. Like it's not. I mean, plastics are a huge issue, right? Of course they are. Being in the ocean, but like the main issue, which is being completely underestimated and not talked about a lot, because it's these big corporate entities that are doing this, and they don't want the message of what they're doing to get out there, is just overfishing, plain and simple. Like it's straight up overfishing. Like for tuna, for sharks, for whales, for cod, for literally any fish that anyone eats around the world. And it's a world of a problem, because like every country at least eats fish, but then, there are countries like Japan that that'll eat shark fin soup. I mean, that's of course really harmful, but around the world everyone's eating like other kinds of fish too. And there was this one segment about cans of tuna that on the side it had a label that said dolphin safe, which means that no dolphins were harmed in catching these tuna, because because they don't want people think that they're harming dolphins when catching tuna, because when you're catching tuna, you also will typically run into dolphins, and they can get in the way of like the nets, and like these people in these ships, like they often don't care, and they'll just like leave them in there, like they'll kill them, like they have complete disregard for the dolphin, and dolphins often get killed during this. And I never seen that. I've never ate those cans of tuna, so I don't know about. I never ate this personally, so I then this is new information to me. Like the whole entire thing, but that label that's on the side of those cans, not all. I don't know what brands have it, but apparently it is a lie, because they talked because the documentary, it was it was made by this guy who I can't remember his name. I didn't really pick up on the names. I that's my bad. But his whole point was that he loved, like it was like the same thing like as me, like he like grew up like loving the ocean, and having like a fascination with it, and his perspective on how like he realized that what he was doing by still eating was causing harm to it, and him cutting that fish from his diet because of that. Like that's also part, like I resonate. I'm like, wow, I also, when I was watching, I was like, wow, I also like grew up loving this and being obsessed like with this. And when you brought up the point, that like, oh, but I was still eating and I was supporting. I'm like, oh, yeah, yeah. Like I kind of, again, like I knew that, I knew that eating fish and seafood, that I knew that it was obviously killing fish, because it's fish, right? It was obviously killed if you're eating it. But for like a long time, I would tell myself that like, oh, but if you don't, it's fishing. The fishing industry is way worse, or it's way less worse than the meat industry. With like cows and farm animals. And I told myself that, and I had no backing to that. Like I just like heard it like a couple times. I probably heard it from like some like corporate entity that said that, just to get people to eat it and not feel bad about it. And I learned that that's a complete lie. That the industry, it's not way less harmful. It's as if, or maybe even more. I don't know if saying more is right, but it's certainly on the level of the meat industry, without a doubt. Because they were saying like, if like the ocean dies out, if all these fish die out, like we're gonna die out, because I think like a lot of the oxygen also comes from the ocean too. I mean I mean like man, like I learned a lot from this, and it was bizarre. It opened my eyes, and yeah. Okay, sorry. Going back to the tuna thing again, man. I'm so bad at this. Like I don't think you understand like how frustrated with I am with myself right now, because I'm sorry I'm going all over the place. I'm not being coherent with this, but hey man, practice makes perfect. So yeah. So again, the labels are fake because the guy who's making it, who's out to you know he set out to expose this and question these people. Um, he talked to I don't know, again, I don't know if he's like a CEO or not CEO, but I don't know if he was like a representative or like a worker. I don't know what his position was, but he worked in the company that made these labels. And the guy, he was questioning him about it, and he goes like, how do you guarantee that these are ocean safe? And he goes like, oh well, it's not an absolutely guarantee because like we have observers on deck, but they're actually hardly on deck with the people who are catching the tuna. And he literally, this is the guy who works here, by the way. He's pretty much incriminating himself. Not incriminating, he's not going to go to jail for it, but he's exposing himself and the company. And he said that, oh yeah, and sometimes the observers, like they can be bribed to just pretend that they didn't see these people like harming dolphin. It's just like, wow. I mean, it just makes your jaw drop, dude. It's just like, oh, are you kidding me? I It's so that label, it's just it's a complete lie. It is a complete lie. And then he interviewed this one woman at a company that claims to that I don't know if they're an advocate for sustainable seafood, or if they're a company that made sustainable seafood. But he was asking her about it. And and she straight up said like, oh well, like you can't really define sustainability. It was just like, oh, so that means it's not even actually sustainable. And it's just like, so what he uncovered, what sustainability really was just still just just murdering like whales and dolphins and all this, but just like, but just less. It doesn't make sense. I don't know why. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like a complete idiot for never really questioning a lot of this stuff. I mean, I'm not gonna try to knock myself too much, but I'm I feel like a complete idiot. Um, I mean, I think part of it might just because it was. I mean, people just want reasons. People just want to justify the things that they're doing, because like like when you're eating. I didn't always used to have like remorse for for eating seafood, but when it started, really when it started kicking, like when I started realizing, I don't know how, like a couple years ago, I would just be like, oh, but if it's sustainable, it's okay. I didn't even check if it was like I would just. I mean, there's no excuse for it. I would just eat seafood and I would justify it by like, oh, I don't have it a lot. Like this restaurant it says that it's sustainable. This brand that I'm getting at the store, it says it's sustainable. I just didn't question. I just assumed that they weren't lying, but also that was also at a time where I wasn't as aware of of how corrupt like our government, and how corrupt capitalism, and how it's completely like ruining like the world, or really the country, but our country, but how it's really like affecting. It's also affecting the world too, because if we're talking about like carbon emissions and all that, like a lot of big corporates here who they want to keep bringing fossil fuels, and that's messing up the entire world. So yeah, um, it it sucks. I'm disappointed in myself. Looking back on it now, I'm disappointed that I didn't eat all the seafood that I ate, and also at the same time claimed to be, oh, I love the ocean. I'm a huge advocate for. I'd be sad seeing this stuff, and like at the same time, while I was sad about it happening, I was contributing. Sure, it might not have been like a lot. I wasn't eating seafood every day, but a contribution is a contribution. And it's plain and simple. Now, I'm not trying to guilt anyone into not eating seafood or meat. Again, I'm not even completely done with chicken yet. There's honestly no excuse for why I still do eat it occasionally. I just do. Um, I mean, at least I'm acknowledging that part though. I'm aware that I need to get better with that, and I'll work on it. But it does make me sad, and it makes a part of me. It makes a part of me feel invalid for like the love I have of the ocean, the love I've had. Um, I don't think that's right either. I don't think I should just be like, oh, well, you never really liked it. I don't think that's right. I just, I was younger. I was ignorant. I've grown so much, literally just in like the past year. Cause like even like a year ago, like I wasn't trying to. I didn't. I was still like eating like steak and stuff. Even just like 1 year ago from now. So I mean, I have grown to be fair. So I'm not gonna say it's not invalid. The love I had for the ocean. So I still have, of course. It's even stronger now, I'd say, especially after watching the documentary. And it makes it tough again. I was, when people grow, it doesn't make it invalid. I don't think. I just had a conflict of interest. I was just a hypocrite. Plain and simple. I just didn't see it, and it sucks that I didn't. I'm disappointed that I didn't for a long time, but I do now, and I can go on now. Feeling better about it. I'm gonna have to work with those feelings and really think, and really think on it. Just be like, huh, I really. So I'll learn to be better and come to terms with it, but it's crazy, man. Like you need to watch the documentary. I'm not gonna give a whole synopsis. Synopsis. There we go. No, I'm not gonna give a whole synopsis of it, but because I want you to watch it for yourself and really get an opinion. I mean, I talked about a couple things about it. Yeah, all it really was, it was pretty much. I mean, it was showing just a bunch of things that are wrong with these fishing companies. Like they're these companies that catch tuna, that catch shark, just how just corrupt and how ruthless they are, and how they just kill and kill and kill all these fish all the time, just for people. I'm not gonna judge anyone who still says that they eat meat or seafood. I mean, mostly everyone I know still does, right? I'm not gonna try and push. I'm gonna find line. I want to educate people. I want to let them know that that this may be harmful, but I'm not. I don't want to be like, oh, like if you support, if you're eating this and like you're a piece of shit or something. I'm not gonna be like that. I'm just gonna educate. I'm not gonna cut anyone off for not becoming vegetarian or whatever, or vegan. I'm not vegan. Obviously I'm gonna become a vegetarian very soon. Just once I'm done with chicken, I think I want to have like one more Popeyes chicken sandwich, or on like that, and on a Wingstop, like just once, and then then I'm out of the game. But of course, I mean, there are plant based. I've been eating a lot of plant based foods. I've been trying them out these past few months. Like plant based chicken nuggets, plant based corn dogs, hot dogs. And it's solid stuff. The chicken nuggets are just as good as regular, so that's not missing. The corn dogs and dogs, they're not as good, but I can most certainly put it aside. It's not an issue. I wasn't like in love with pork before, anyways, or any kind of pig. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can definitely see me going vegan down the line. I mean, it'll be a while if that happens. I'm not gonna lie. But it's certainly possible. I've had vegan, so I've had like vegan butter. I've had it's same as regular butter in my eyes. I don't tell a difference. I really don't. I've had like oat milk. I've had almond milk. Like it's solid stuff. So I mean, I can definitely see myself not you know I can see myself going down that road. There are a lot of good alternate options, but I'm just gonna start with this. I'm gonna start getting used to all the things I'm cutting out. Um, I'm glad it opened my eyes though. I don't know. I'm sad it took. I'm a little sad that it took me to be 19 to realize and be like, oh, all these years. But I'm not gonna harp on myself too much. It's good to just um, like acknowledge it. It's like okay, don't feel bad about it, and then just move on and be better. That's all you can do. And I can still have a valid love for the ocean and wildlife and all that. Um, so yeah, I didn't want to talk about the documentary too much itself. I think you should watch it yourself. I just want to talk about my experience and my takeaway from it. Really, there's there's a super messed up part about like slavery. Like I see, like there'll be these ships will be like forcing it's straight up slavery of people to like people on these shipping boats to like they're forcing people to fish and partake in the whole thing. There's like a whole part in that, and it's disgusting, man. So watch it, Seaspiracy on Netflix. It's really important. Um, like retweet things about it on social media. Like repost, do all of that. Um, again, I'm gonna move on, be better. I'm glad I'm more educated. I'm glad I'm better about all that now, and yeah, I'm just gonna move on, be better. That's all you can do. So don't harp on past mistakes too much. Because you grow. It's very natural to you know you shouldn't chastise yourself for past things like that, and it'll be a process for me to not feel that bad about it, but hey, I'll get there. I'm talking about I'm getting out there. I'm speaking it out into to the universe. So maybe it'll make me feel better about it. So yeah, man. Shout out to universe. Shout out to spirituality. Shout out to astrology. All that shit. That shit's cool. I know a lot of people want to shout on astrology. I'm not with the people who like. I'm I'm kind of mixed in astrology. I mean, I feel like if you go full astrology, I feel like okay, you can say that it's okay, but I mean, there's I feel like there's like a little back into it. Call me crazy. I'm not the kind of person who's gonna like not be with someone just because we don't match. Like I'm not like that. I just kind of like relate it to like myself, and that's it. To certain things, just because like it's weird. Like a lot of it like aligns like with like my sign. I just found that weird. I'm like that kind of can't be a coincidence, and it happens with like so many people. But hey, if you want to be a non-believer, go ahead. See where that gets you. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not saying you have to be like into it. I'm not saying you have to like see your horoscope. I don't see my horoscope every day. I don't look into it every day. Just every once in a while, I'll just be like, oh, I'll just look into what people are saying about my son. I'm like, oh, that's kind of true, which is weird. Not all of it is, but what do I know? I'm just rambling now. Oh, I really wish that a Seaspiracy segment went better. I wish my thoughts were more organized. Maybe if I were to go to with like an itinerary about that and have like a structure list, I don't know if that'd be like better. Because if I were to do it, it'd probably just be like bullet points, and I'm like, I'd still probably go off on like tangents about about this, because like ugh. Oh, it could have been worse, and I'll be better with the next segment. Next big segment like that where I want to talk about something real and deep. So I say the same shit every episode. That's also I need to stop saying the same thing every episode. I just need to acknowledge it in my mind. I don't think people want to hear me talk about that. But I haven't had any complaints because people aren't really watching, so I can do whatever I want. Okay, sorry. All right, sorry about that. Another technical difficulty. Hopefully, you didn't hear anything. When I was unplugging and plugging back in, I don't think anything was heard. There were just some people shouting in my house, not like yelling, but like they were just talking. They could be heard from my room in the hallway. Hopefully, that didn't pick up. But yeah, I think that's all I want to talk about. This is like a little longer than I anticipated, like an hour 20. That's all good. You always just gotta go with the flow. Um, I I guess that's it. I don't wanna harbor rant too much without anything to say, but oh God, I'm doing that thing where like I can't burp. Every occasion I'll have like a really small burp, but like I'll feel like that build up and like like from like my throat where like I kind of can't talk. I just kind of like I kind of like gasp like a little bit. I just wait for it like to pass, but like nothing actually like there's no actual burp, and that's just like it's frustrating because I wish I could just get it out. Or I wish I could not do it at all because it always happens when I'm doing podcasts like this when I'm just like talking and talking for a while. I think that might have something to do with that. I'm just like talking. I don't know what it is. I have issues, man. I have mental issues. I have physical issues. I don't know what's wrong with me. So update on the candle now. It's been burning for like an hour. I can smell it. It's not as strong as I wanna, but maybe it's maybe I should cut the wick down a little bit. Maybe that'll help to make it burn quicker, so the smell will get out there fast. I don't know. It's nice though. It's a nice candle. It makes me very calm. So yeah, that was episode 19. Episode 20. I'll try and get that out ASAP. I might get one of my buddies on. I'll see what happens. I'll try and do one probably next week or some point during the week actually if I can get someone on especially, or if not, I'll come up with some things to talk about hopefully. So yeah, that's it, and thanks for watching. If you made it this far, I'll Venmo you or Cash App you $5. I don't know if there's a way you can prove it, but I guess that's it. Peace.